available?
Well, we're real. I think we're down to the last 6 tables on the floor. Ticket sales have actually been steady the whole time, and then in the last week or so, the billboards went up. They announced the Strike Force show, gave us a kick in the pants, and then our TV commercials on Spike TV started running on the Ultimate Fighter show and stuff, and all of a sudden things started picking up quite a bit.
Big time, man.
Well, good, good.
I'm excited.
We saw your billboard driving in here.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I think after the show, we've got an after party at the Sheraton downtown. There will be a commercial running at the event to tell people where to go. It's actually run by a different company than us. They contracted with us to do our after party. I'm looking forward to relaxing after hopefully beating up Jason, but we'll see how that goes. And sucking down a few cold ones over there at Sheraton before we do whatever else we're going to do.
And they're open until 3 a.m. So
yeah, they've actually got the late. Yeah,
you've got a real after fight party.
So really, the after party should go until 3 a.m. And at that point, well, no, I'm in Illinois, so we can always get over there on the east side.
All right, we're going to introduce our next guest on the show, and he is the owner and head instructor for Domain MMA. It is Dustin Summers. Hey, Dustin.
Hey, thanks for having us, fellas.
What's going on, buddy?
The name is Domain MMA. It's probably the first time you've heard about us, but I can assure you will not be the last. We're a small gym right now. We have a very strong base of fighters. They got 6 fighters right now. We're currently 7-0. We've finished everybody we fought. One went past the first round. This Kevin allowed this guy to make it the second round.
Well, the name of your place may be new, but you're well known in this area. So
thank you. Yeah. Like I said, we plan on being a staple premier gym for years to come. So hopefully you'll be seeing us around. Be here a lot more times in the future. Give you a short little concise history is about 8 months ago I started a boxing program at the St. Peter's Boxing Gym. About 2 months ago the boxing gym closed down in St. Peter's and we transplanted the MMA team. Right now we're going to have a temporary spot right now in Newtown. And right now within the next couple of weeks we have a few locations we're working on right now. I'm really sick of talking to realtors. I got it ironed out, but we have a very nice location.
We have St. Charles?
We're in St. Charles area. We're not sure. It was St. Peter's, St. Charles, but we have a full-size cage. We got a full-size ring where we'll combine with the boxing team that was at St. Peter's Boxing Gym. So we have an MMA program and a boxing program. So yeah, I'm really excited. I can't wait.
That's great. You guys. So it's not like a gym where women come to train who just want to work out. This is strictly a fighting gym.
It's strictly a fighting gym. The boxing gym, like I said, the base was cardio, kickboxing, so it's straight fighting. A lot of people probably think I'm crazy because traditionally MMA hasn't been a cash cow. A lot of young kids don't have a lot of money, particularly in this economic environment. What? Yeah, we got
guys, great guys. Yeah, you know what? It's no different. It's been that way for 15 years, whether it's kickboxing or whatever. Whoever the trainer is or the coach, it costs you money between travel and taking guys everywhere. It's been going on forever. That won't change, I don't think. Fighters don't have a lot of money.
My apologies, Jim. Justin, you brought 3 of your fighters with you today. Why don't you go ahead and introduce
All right, to my right here we have my 170 pounders, Matt Helm. Don't call him the headhunter. The organization he's fighting at now, they're calling him the headhunter. So we're going to stick with Matt Helm for now. But he's currently 2-0. He's his first fight he won in 45 seconds?
38.
I'm sorry, 38 seconds. He knocked this guy out cold from the guard, which is pretty rare.
Nice.
In his first fight, he beat the guy down in the first round, so he's pretty much won through both his opponents. Next fight, May 9th, he's fighting Missouri Fight League in Fitton, which is Jesse Finney's show. This is be his 3rd fight. To my left here, we have Mike Simon.
Welcome back to the show, Mike.
Yeah, he's been on before. You guys have him right. He's dropping down, forcing him to drop down to 155.
That's good. He's 2-0 on my cards and at 170, and I've always thought that he needed to come down a little bit, but he's a tweener.
It was kind of funny because the 2 guys he beat, especially his second guy was a big 170.
Yeah, Gene Bryant. Yeah, that was.
I mean, I like Gene. He's a nice guy, but you owned him, so I mean, size didn't seem to be an issue. I think maybe it's Matt over here made you decide to go down the 150.
I always saw you as a tweener anyway. You know, a guy that was
the first time I saw him.
I think all
that in between guy. You know, yeah.
Every time that it's really getting annoying because me and Matt, every time we go to the same place, they're like, "Really, you guys fight 170 pounds?" That's funny because he's a lot bigger than me. And I'm like, I'm really getting sick of hearing that, but
yeah. I mean, at the amateur level, I think he's a pretty good size 155, but at the pro
Mike,
level,
you're going to be
he's not a big 55.
You're going to be a big 155. That's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, it's. The big thing was,
it's hard to convince him now as he's starving.
The big thing was
that
the last time I got to 170, the first time I went to 170, it was a little bit of work because I was walking 180. But now that I'm walking around right at that fight weight, like 170 pounds, now it's not really cut it all for me. So in order for me to cut, I have to go to the next weight down.
It's funny with your previous trainer. I remember talking to you on your very first fight, and you told me 170, and you were having a hard time making that. And I kept telling you, I said, "What are you doing?" Because I saw you all along as a tweener, maybe 160 or something like that. And then your next fight, once you got there, you were just trying to hold weight there. So yeah. And I knew that first one you had a hard time making it, and I wasn't sure what you were doing.
Well, I think it just had to do with me losing a lot of weight right before that.
Right.
Because I just got back in shape, and I went from like 200 to 180, and then trying to cut down from that 180 when I just lost a bunch of weight is what did it for me. But then after I was in shape, preparing for the second fight,
you had to hold weight, yeah.
So I was walking 172 a month before.
Well, you got a smart trainer. He's on the right path for you there. There's no doubt, because you'll make a good 155.
Okay, my last guy on my left here, we have my 145er, Kevin Bathon. He's a 100% pure domain. He's the only guy who started, the first day he didn't know an arm bar from a salad bar, so I've taught him everything. So he's pure. You saw something on TV, doesn't it count? So he's 100% pure domain. He's 2-0. He submitted both his opponents. He's only 19 years old. So
I hate you. No.
He
just turned 46 yesterday.
He's a long, lanky 45. I don't think he's going to be able to stay. I think
I'm having trouble already.
Yeah, I think he's only 19. I think in 2 years he'll end up being a 55.
You're big for a 45.
What are you now?
You're 45?
Yeah.
6'1".
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd say
Actually, it makes it pretty easy.
He's too young to keep him that hungry and mean.
Yeah, when I was 19, I weighed about 140 pounds too. So he's going to be a 55-pounder. For the next few years, he's going to be a 45-pounder. But yeah, I got to...
That's tough isn't it tough to find fights here at 145? There's not a whole bunch of 145s.
No, I say that's pretty big.
There's a lot of them.
The heavy guys are the hard ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. If you go into where you're matching at some of the better shows and some of the better gyms, the Mike Rogers and you guys and the CMMA are bringing guys you have no trouble doing it. It's all the independents that are all 155. They all weigh 155.
I recognized your name actually when I wondered where I recognized it, because I've been out there. I think next week we're going to announce the top 10 ranked amateur MMAs at 145.
I told you about him.
No, it wasn't.
I remember
it was
telling
actually,
you guys when we were up
it was
there
actually you and Brian Mason.
Yeah, that's right, because I mentioned you also last time.
So I said, yeah, he said you belong on the list.
Yeah,
the 145.
Now people are going to be shooting for you, man.
Bullseye.
Yeah, I think he's got a big future, so I'm excited. To announce, like I said, he's fighting May 29th. Steve Berger. I guess Steve Berger doesn't have a show yet. Steve Berger, legendary St. Louis fighter. He's having a show in part of St. Charles, and he'll be fighting on that.
Is that this weekend?
No, it's May 29th.
Correct.
Yeah, that's my next fight.
Who's got the fight this weekend out there?
That would be at
Is that the boxing?
No, that's
Cage
Cage of Fury.
Cage of
Fury's at
Fury,
the
man.
convention center, though. I'm roughing that show Saturday.
Well, there's one at St. Charles this weekend.
Yeah,
That's in the convention center.
That's Cage of Fury at the convention center, not the hard.
They used to have a show at Hard, but it's not there anymore. They're at the convention center now. But yeah, and then Kevin's fighting. Our big one is June 13th, Gyro Cycle Fight Series. Downtown St. Louis at Al Raboski's. I got 5 of my guys fighting. Tony Biondo. Yeah, he's got a tremendous show. I don't put my shows. I'm kind of particular about who I put on my shows. I'm the director of officials for Combat Sports Commission, which is one of the 4 sanctioning bodies in Missouri right now. So I'm kind of particular about who I put on my shows. I want to make sure I got good guys who, putting the best quality shows on, and he really adheres to policies. And Tony Biondo has a model show, so we're gonna be putting on his shows for years to come. So like all 5 of them will be fighting on that show. He puts on great shows. So
and we're going to try to have Tony out here on the show.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's got the personality.
Yeah, when I put out my 155, he goes,
still an assassin.
Here, he's like, oh, you got a nice 155 poundless, but here's the real one.
He's the only announcer. He's the only announcer in the world. He has a preliminary announcer announce his entrance before he announces.
That's because he comes in with a new outfit every time. You just wait to see what the hell he's going to wear this time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dustin, you're also a pro MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
It's funny because in the sport of boxing's been around so long. You got guys been around 30, 40 years. I'm 29 years old, and I've been doing MMA been training formally for over 10 years. I'm considered, as old as you get in this sport. So
no, you're not. I am.
I got into this sport at the very conception, like in '94 when it first came out, and finally when I was 19, I found a gym. And it's been about a little over 10 years since I've been training now, and I 9-3 as a MMA, I'm 3-0 as a boxer. So.